getting me saying that every time I need to stop. Okay, it's working. Now I am going to check because one time I had it stream, the entire screen was black the whole time. All right, we're here. Hello, everyone. Millions of viewers. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Logan and Daniel, and I'm so pleased to have you guys. It's an honor to get to play with everyone who's interested in this game. And I'm Shad Miller. I'm co-designer on Harrow County. We're going to play Chapter 1 for you today. Daniel is playing as the Protectors, and Logan is playing as the family. So I'm going to go through, and actually, you guys may already know the rules, but just for the audience, I'll go through very quickly and recap them. If you have any questions or anything you want to say, please feel free to chime in. You guys want to say hi to anybody? Or I introduced
hi,
you
Internet.
and I still... Hello, Internet. Yesterday it was hi, Mom. I thought that was pretty good. I told my mom so she might actually watch one of these. That'd be great. She did help me play test. She did help me with this game at a very early stage. Anyway, so Protectors and the family. The Protectors are here. So we know the story of Harrow County, right? Emmy was born from the tree after the town of Harrow County hung Hester Beck till dead. She was born out of this very hole from which power issues. And people thought that she would grow to be Hester Beck and to murder them all. Instead, she protects them and goes through the town saving them from monstrous creatures like Haints, who aren't always as bad as they seem. In the meantime, the family, Hester's family, has come back to Harrow County, met up with Emmy. They tried to tempt her to join them, but they are determined to destroy the town that she loves because they see it and its inhabitants as an abomination tainted by Hester. So, here we go. In the epic struggle, who will decide the fate of Harrow County? You guys, in order to decide the fate, will need to compete to get to 7 points in order to signal the end of a round. When someone's reached that level of power, then we know that there is a turning point coming. In that round, whoever has the first player token will win a tie. And if the other player can get above that score and win, that's how they would do that. So if they could get to 8 points, they would win. But it can be a big back and forth. I've seen scores as high as, I think the highest score I've heard someone get was 14.
Wow.
The highest I've seen is 12. So anyway, how do you get points? So the first way in Chapter 1 that you get points is for each Haint that you kill, you get a point. The second way is if you have a Haint left at the end of a round, which is made up of 3 turns on each side, you get a point. And then the other ways are asymmetric. So the Protectors are trying to build a chain. Emmy does not want to fall over like that, of Haints and paths to get their townsfolk back. And we do actually have a new model. I forgot to switch, but that's okay. So to do it, that's how you get the townsfolk. They can safely run away from the family there and reach Emmy's home and be protected. Or whatever legend you're playing in Chapter 1 is it. The family, on the other hand, are stomping through Harrow County, destroying it with storms. And each hex that they place a storm on is harder for the Protectors to get through. And they're trying to build a chain of storms from their home hex all the way to these blue houses. And when they do that successfully, they destroy the house and earn 2 points. And you get 2 points for a townsfolk. So let's go back here. And in case you didn't know, there's Chapter 1 through 3 available for anybody to play on Tabletop Simulator. I am working on Chapter 4 and 5. I had a slight delay because I got sick and then the rest of my family got sick. So I'm working on it. I'll get it to you guys as soon as I can. And then let's see. So that's how you earn points. As I said, each round is made up of 3 actions on each side. You have 4 choices for actions, and I'll go through each side. So the first one I'll talk about is the Mason jar with the ability token. So if you flip this, you get to make a choice. The protectors get to make a choice between spawning, moving, and strengthening. I'll go through moving first. So in order to move, you get 3 points if you choose this, protectors. And you can move all of your haints, 1 enemy, 2, 3, anyone in a group. That's 3. Or 1, 2 onto this mountain. And then you could split one off. I'll grab this token. 3. Costs 2 to go onto a mountain. It would also cost you 2 to go onto a storm. So 1, 2, and then you can move 3, right? And you can also pick up people as you go. So Emmy could go 1, 2, 3. And you can also definitely say, if everyone started on this X, 1, 2, 3, that's fine. Any movement of any group of haints from one hex to another is 1 point, unless it's onto a mountain or a storm. Family does not pay an extra. Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot. There's a little snake in its head. That's why that's happening. I was putting it on top of the snake. So it's hidden away though. So the family does not have to pay an extra 1 to go onto a storm. That's move. Now spawn. Let's say Emmy is way over here. She's at the townsfolk. And you think, oh, she can't possibly get them home. She's so far away. Well, actually, if she does a spawn, she gets 3. Okay. 1. So you can spawn on Emmy, 2. And then you can put an extra 1 on your home hex, 3. You can spawn on your home hex. Same with Levi. Levi can spawn on himself or on the home hex. And then the next turn, the very next turn, Emmy is able to get the townsfolk home much faster than you might have guessed. Okay. So, and let's actually put this extra haint on Emmy. You can have up to 4 units on a hex when you spawn. Emmy counts as a unit, so does Levi. And strengthen. So strengthen, you take the number. In this case, it's 2. As you get more tokens, so when you end a turn, I always forget to mention this. When you end a turn on a hex that has a token, you pick it up. And you become better at that action. So now that would be 4 move, 4 spawn, and 3 strengthen. And then also these tokens, these legend tokens, make you better at your faction's legend abilities. In this case, for Emmy, we'll get into it, but that's the barbed wire and the path token. So, oh yes.
So haints, so haints and legends can pick up the ability tokens, not just the legend. Okay, perfect. That's, yes. Wow. Yep. All right.
It's awesome. Mm-hmm. It was, we did actually. I love that question because we did iterate through the different possibilities while we were playtesting, but that ended up being the best one. But that was way before it was where it's at now. So 3 strengthen. That means you take 3 cubes if you chose that action, and look at that. It fills every dark space. The dark spaces mean at the end of your turn, if you had more, they're discarded. So you don't need more than that in the battleground. Whatever's in the tower stays in the tower, in the cube, in the tree. So that's how you move, spawn, and strengthen. Trying to think if I've missed anything. One rule I'd really like to note is that you cannot place storms on the brambles, and you cannot pass a townsfolk through the brambles. But you can earn those points. It's a dangerous place. Okay, and I'll explain why during attack. So let's talk about the family, how the family does their ability mason jar. So they look at their board, and here it says they're going to take 3 from their bag. So they take 1, 2, 3. Now the family has more versatility. And later on in other chapters, this becomes more apparent as a big advantage. It is still an advantage in chapter 1, but they can move 1. So Levi could do this. They could then spawn 1 and then move another. And then wherever the legend is their turn, if there are no storms, they place a storm, except on the brambles. And there are 2 reasons for that rule. One is that it's not fair to the protectors that they can't score through the brambles, but the family could. And then the other is that it makes it really difficult for the protectors to get into the brambles. That's not to say you can't completely surround the brambles with storms the other way. It would take a lot of time, but you could do it. And then if you drew a strengthen cube, let's say that you didn't draw that extra move. Sorry, I've still got my cough. I do feel much better though. You would just put a cube in for each one that you draw. So that's really nice for the family because they don't have to dedicate their entire turn to putting cubes in. Okay. And I'm going to explain their, that's it for, no. At the end of their turn, whenever they do their bag action, they can place more tokens on their board, and now they would draw 4. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I always think my throat is fine, and then... Okay. So, now you would draw 4 whenever you draw from the bag. And you can always look in your bag. If you right-click and hit search, you can see how many you have. So you start the game also, if you're just trying to remember what you started with, it's down here on your board.
Okay.
So you start with 4 to move, 2 strengthen, and 2 spawn. And then whatever they don't put on their board, they put back in the bag. Okay. Let's move on to the legend abilities. So if you take this mason jar, the hand and the scroll, thank you guys for following along so well. It's easier for people watching on YouTube to see what I'm doing, but you guys thank you for watching. So for Emmy, in this case, because she's gathered a scroll token, she gets 2 of her faction's powers. I'm going to explain these in the opposite order that I usually do, because you can do them in either order. Okay? So usually I explain Emmy's power first, but in this case, I'll explain, and I'll show you why it would actually matter that you can do them in either order. So the path tokens reduce the cost to move through a terrain by 1 for any unit. So if you take a turn where you have no movement, you can actually move on to these for free. And you can also make it a barbed wire. So let's say, and you have to place it within 2 of Emmy because that's her range, unless she's on a mountain, and then you could place it 3. So let's say she wanted to block. She could use her barbed wire tokens here. And now the only path that the family could take to the storm is here, but oh no, she has a hate, so you have to kill it. You can't put the barbed wire next to each other. You can put the path tokens next to each other. Does somebody have a question?
No, I was agreeing.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that it's like, yeah, it makes sense that you can. You could totally, especially as you get these, you get more of them, so you could just take an action and completely, and they can't do anything about the barbed wire, so it would be completely unfair. You could completely block it off if they could be adjacent. Whoops. That guy just left the game. He said, I'm done. I've been killed too many times. All right, so now Emmy's power. So let's say you did this, and then for free, I can move on to these. Oh, I wanted the next one there. So both of those paints moved on for free, and Emmy's power is to put a cube on each of the hexes where she has a haint. So she puts a cube, and not on any where she already had a cube. So you can't just keep piling them on, but you can have up to 1 on every hex on the board if you manage to do that. So she got 2 more cubes because she waited and did her faction power first in this case, right? And it's also smart to put a haint on the path because, as I said before, if she neglected to do that, she wanted to keep this group bigger. Next turn, Logan could come, Logan could come in and take that hex and hold it. And then she can't do this neat trick where she can pass the townsfolk along a path even if it doesn't have a haint. Okay, as I showed you at the beginning, but now you know the significance. So the other thing she can do with this power is when she enters a hex that has a cube, it immediately goes into the battleground. So here, these are free. Pick them up. 1 movement point. She just got 3 cubes. She doesn't have to end her turn on those to pick them up. They're not like the ability tokens. That is Emmy and the Protector's faction power. Now, I'll actually explain Levi's during the first turn. Sure, great.
Did you mention if you can put a barbed wire or a path in the storms?
You can. You can't do that. And that's a great question. And that's because one reason that's a great question is if you put a path on a storm, you reduce its movement by 1, so it only costs 1 to go in. But you can also stack them, so it's 0. And you can take them and stack them on the mountain. Now, Logan can also use that, so you want to make sure you take advantage of it and you don't abandon it. But yeah, great question. Thank you for asking. Okay, so yeah, I'll explain the family's legend power on their first turn because their first suggestion uses it. So we'll come back to that. Also, I keep mentioning this. We unlocked both the alternate sides of the legend tracks. In one game, I should just switch it up and we should play.
Nice.
I wouldn't do that on chapter 1, personally, just because I haven't. Yeah, I wouldn't do it that way. I should ask Jay if he would, because if he would, it's fine. He's, as I was saying before the pod, we're not doing a podcast. Before the live stream started, I've been doing so much chapter 1 in solo that I have to refresh myself on a couple other things. Anyway, so now we'll go to attack. So attack works like this: you pick a hex that you want to attack, and here's a neat trick. Okay, so you always give a cube to whoever is the first group, and let's say that Levi has sneakily taken the brambles, and he's got 3 on there because he doesn't want anybody coming onto the brambles. He doesn't want to get killed and then be able to move off because he's not. Because in this situation, he's not the first player. I just switched it for a second. So he knows that you're going to get another turn, Daniel. Well, on your turn, you can be a little tricky. So if you attack just like he's hoping from, say, this hex or this hex, you have 1, you would be giving him a cube. But what you could do because of these path tokens is you could declare that you want to attack from. You could move all these people for free onto this hex. And now you have 4. Now, Emmy was able to move onto here for free and then move here for free. It doesn't, yeah. So now you can attack from this hex to this hex. You have 4 and he has 3. You would get another cube. And just because you have more units, and you have 7, but it doesn't matter because it's not the end of the turn. You get to keep them. This cube stays unless Levi attacks you. Or another funny instance that can happen is if this Haint was here and you were attacking this Haint, that cube would go in still, even though you're the one doing the attacking. So what happens now? All right. And actually, we drop the cubes in. Remember that Emmy is attacking. Now, I've left this on purpose because I actually really like the cannon, but the box has been fixed in other chapters, and you can just rotate it, and it fixes that. But I like the cannon because I like pirates. Anyway, so Emmy handily beat Levi. Now, special case scenario, this is on the brambles. So normally it costs 2 cubes to kill, but on the brambles it costs 1. So attacking from here to here, Emmy can spend 1 cube to kill a Haint. Emmy can spend another cube to kill a Haint. And she can spend 1 cube and hit Levi and knock him back to another hex and kill a Haint. So that was devastating. She got 3 points for that, for all those kills. And she also, if you'll notice on the attack mason jar, has a bonus action. She can do 1 strengthen, 1 spawn, or 1 move for free, and she can do that before or after. So she can handily just move a Haint onto the brambles with that extra move, and she would get 4 points. So this is one way that sometimes people get. I said I'd seen a score of 14 points. A lot of times people have put a bunch of people on the brambles, so I'm kind of highlighting that. Now, on the other hand, if she was attacking from here to here, let's say that this was the setup. She attacked from here to here, and let's say that this is what came out, and it's still Emmy attacking. Oh, but let's switch it. It's Haint, okay, not Levi, because you can't have a Haint clash with the legends. So you attack from here to here. This is a Haint clash because he had more cubes come out. And actually, let's make it like this. There. He only has to spend 1 cube to kill that Haint, and you have the option to spend 2 to kill this Haint, and you both get a point. So that's a Hank flash. Okay. I gave a lot of examples. Sometimes I don't explain attack at that level, but I thought that might be useful. And I think that the only thing I didn't say is if you tie, the attacker wins a tie. And you can keep spending. So let's say it was just a normal attack, and let's say it was 2 Haints versus 2 Haints. Okay. So we'll do these two versus these two. Attacker wins. You could kill. You spend 2. Oh, we're still winning or tied. We can spend the last 2 and kill them both. So you can get multiple points even without it being the Pringles. But if the family had 3 cubes out and the protectors had 4, they can spend those first 2, but they can't kill the second Haint. So cool. Okay, and we'll get into it when we do attack. All right, and the final action, and that works the same way for the family. The final action is the wild action, which is one of my favorites. So when you take it, you take a token. And now just the same way that the family, when they draw tokens, you can do one of any of these things, but any of these, this could be a strengthen, a spawn, or move. 1 strengthen, 1 spawn, and 1 move. Okay, so you could move 1 Haint here, and then spawn another one, or add a cube, add 1 cube. And these are not discarded. So every round that you take that action, you're adding 1 to your pool, and you're getting more powerful in that way. And sometimes people focus exclusively on that. Sometimes people never do it. Most of the time, people do it a little. Most of the time, it's evenly split. And I've seen it work well all the different ways. It just depends on how your strategy is going. Okay, so I think we are ready. And I have a first suggested move for anyone. If anybody, Logan or Daniel, do you have any questions for me before we start?
No, they'll come up.
Cool. Yes, there will be questions. That's totally great. And just so you all know, I haven't highlighted this before, but anytime you're in one of our, we put the rule book on the edge here so you can flip through and look. I usually look at it in a PDF if I need to. Whatever. Okay, so you can also have the Harrow County soundtrack streaming while you play. That's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really happy to learn that Tyler did the soundtrack. I thought, what? I am not like that. I'm not musical or, artistically talented in the way that Tyler is. So I'm always super impressed. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the first suggested moves. You can choose any move you want, obviously. And I've seen lots of different moves work. But for the protectors, the suggested move we developed at Gen Con was you flip the mason jar. You take a wild, you do the wild action, you get 2 wilds, and then you can move twice and go grab one of these tokens so that your next move, your next turn, is more powerful. A lot of people have been going to the spawn. You could go to I think going to the legend token is a really good choice. And often if move is in the path, you want to do that so you can get more move, because move is, it's always nice. But so in this case, now you've got 2 path or barbed wire tokens, and you're set up to go to that townsfolk. And if you take the legend action now, you can do 2 and get there, and it's a blast. So if you want to do that move, Daniel, you can. If you want to do something else, that's great.
I'll take that move.
Okay, great.
I'll roll with it.
Yeah, nice. I like that. And then, all right, so now the family suggested move is a really good move. So this is theirs. They take their legend action. And again, you could do the faction or the character legend action in either order, but it's advantageous in this case to do Levi's power first. So Levi's power is that he can, and if you hold, you guys probably know this, but for people watching, if you hold Alt over a token in Tabletop Simulator, you can zoom in on it. So his power is move each of your Haints onto a legal adjacent hex or off of a hex that matches the terrain that Levi is on. So if we have this set up, Levi could move this Haint onto a yellow, and he could move both of these off of yellow. Now on the first turn, you're set up here, and I want to say you want to block, so you're going to move here. We're going to move all of them off. And then the faction power is to make this storm, okay, on a haint, on a space that has a haint. So you could make a storm. That's the only space you can make a storm right now. You're starting a wall. You might be able to block them. And then now, if you had power that's up, you could move an ability token toward that storm you just made. You could move one of your haints toward that storm, and you could move one of the enemy haints at the most powerful stage. And you do them in this order when you do that. And then during cleanup, Levi, any space he's on that doesn't have a storm, gets a storm. So that's the suggested first move for the family. Does that look good to you, Logan, or you want to do something else?
No, it looks better than my first move would have been. So yeah, let's stick with that one.
I remember the first time we thought of that, I was like, oh, that's way better. And one of the neat things is as you get more people, some family members, this is not a particularly great move. There's another better first move, like Jay, when he plays Corbin, if you're going to play Jay, here's a tip. He always takes Corbin away from the home X and just leaves it without a storm because it's very easy for Corbin to get another haint onto the home X. Easier because he can spawn on a regular turn or on his turn onto that home X. So, okay, so this is the state, and it is the protector's turn. So let's see, what is Daniel going to do? And I'm going to hide myself and lie a little bit of my lunch.
Okay, so one question about the pathway or barbed wires. How do we put them down? So if I take the legend action, is it like where a haint is on, or is it within a range?
Range. So it's within range of Emmy.
Of Emmy.
2 hexes, and range is 2 hexes unless you're on a mountain, and then it's 3.
Gotcha. Okay, I think I'll flip this jar over. Wait.
Okay.
Is it flipping or changing the state to
yes. When you do this, and I'm glad you asked. When you do this, you can hit 2.
Yeah.
And if you're doing the ability one.
I'm doing the ability one, and I think I'll go with movement, and I have 3 movement, right?
Yes, yes.
So I think I'll go with 1,
cool.
2. I think I'll drop Haint there.
Cool, I like it.
I'll gain these 2, and then number 3 will be here.
Okay, I like it. Oh, this is good. Okay. Yeah, and then during cleanup, you would pick up those tokens, and I'll help out. And then you can put them here. So now you're at 3 strength and 4 move, and you have 3 path or barbed wire tokens. That's powerful. Okay, I like that. And you've also really blocked this house that he was perhaps heading toward. Okay, great move. I love it. All right, Logan, your turn.
All right, so I got my choices of pulling 3 ability tokens out of the bag, or I could attack. Nope, couldn't attack. And then sorry, what's the last option? Yeah, and what's the last option?
The last option is a wild. And actually, I said, oh yeah, you can't attack, but there is a way you could attack because you could take that bonus move and move here or here.
Yep. Oh, right, because I could attack, use bonus move first, and then it would have ability to attack.
You have that option, and you do outnumber any of those hands if you want. So it's not a bad option. But this is the wild. You would take 1, and then you get 2. You would get 2 actions that were exactly what you knew you wanted them to be.
Yeah, yeah.
So all of those, I think, have a lot of benefit.
Sure. Well,
every time that I've played the family, I've taken this, and then I draw 1 move, and I'm like, But actually, you can still do a lot of good things with it. So go ahead, Logan. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm really trying to draw things out of the bag, but I'm also curious if I can punch a little hole in what he's doing here. So I think I am going to use the attack one.
Great idea. Cool. Okay.
And I'll use my move. I can move all 3 of the.
You can move all 3.
Okay. Oops. All right, I can move all 3 of them there.
And you don't get this yet. If he killed all 3 of them, you would not. He won't do that. He can't. Maximum when you can in a Haint clash, you can kill 1. So you will get it, but that comes in during cleanup.
Yep, and I think it makes most sense to attack the haint itself, right? I
It
can't.
does make sense to do that. If you attack Emmy, you
Yep.
could move
Oh,
Emmy and kill
and I can
any
destroy
haint.
haint. Well, that makes
Yeah.
that's what I should do then. Definitely, let's do that.
Okay, and you outnumber her, so you get a cube.
Yeah, extra
And then
cube.
you can now, and then for people at home, you can click and drag to select them all.
So I get to do all the cubes,
You get to do them all.
and I can drop
Let's
them
see
all
what
in the
happens.
box.
What's gonna happen? Oh my gosh!
Ah!
Oh no, that's the worst possible. Okay, you know what? There was a guy. Okay, it can happen. It does happen. So now, one nice thing about when that happens, these are all. He had 3 cubes going in. So, and this is the worst option because you don't have enough cubes to kill one. So he
Yeah.
just gets to kill one and you don't. But yeah, you get to spend 2 and kill a haint.
All right, that gets him a point.
And he gets a point.
I'm helping
Now
you
you
out.
did move forward and you do get this token, and you can choose now whether you want to put this token into your bag or on your board.
That give me more attack. That build me up. I think I'd rather build up towards drawing more out of the bag.
I think that's good.
So I'll drop it on my board.
Right. Cool. Okay. I said I wasn't going to eat this. Stop. Cool. That was very interesting. Okay, great. So now it is now it is Daniel.
Yes. I mean, since I boosted my legend,
Yeah, you have a very powerful legend ability now. I mean, it was always powerful, but
within range.
yes, you can do that.
So
And
1,
you have 3 of them.
2.
Mm-hmm. You don't even have to put it on enemies.
Because it'll come to me, so I can
Exactly.
just
There
put
you
it
go,
here.
townsfolk. Oh man, that's one of the earliest townsfolk I think I've seen anybody get. Cool. You guys are
I'll
playing
take
really well.
it.
I really like this move too, Logan. I'm sort of sad for you, but it's good that. I mean, now he couldn't have done this other impressive move. So for the viewers, for the millions of viewers. Okay, so if you're done, you're not done actually. You get to do one more thing.
I get to
You
put a
put
cube,
cubes
right?
down. And you could also move people on or off of this free spot. I would leave these 2, but this one is debatable. Maybe you want to put the cube here. Whatever you think.
Right. I mean, because everything else will cost. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Go ahead. It's fine. Where do
Right
you
here.
think? My question is.
Wait,
I don't know how
no.
you did that.
I'll go here.
You can only move on to your choice is to move here or leave them, because this is free to move on to, but it's not free to move off of it onto another hex. That costs 1 movement point that you don't have.
Oh, like so. I mean, my range here is 1, 2.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that would be in range.
I'll just leave it here.
Cool.
And then
great. Okay.
bunch of cubes, right?
Everyone with a haint. So all 3 of those. And if Emmy enters them or those hexes get attacked, that cube goes into the battleground. Great.
Or those cubes get attacked. I mean, if the cube's gonna get attacked, then I'll put it here.
Yeah, right on. Cool. Also, that's nice because now if Emmy's there, she can get that, So now remember, he can jump and grab these, but the townsfolk comes back at the end of the cleanup phase, and you get 2 points.
That's a fine move.
It was a fine move. Okay, I'm not just. All right, there we go. Oh man. All right, Logan, it's your turn now. This is I forgot to mention one other thing, and this is really important. So that was Daniel's last turn of the round. Now Logan is going to get the last turn of the round, and this goes to him the next turn. So he gets the first turn of the next round. And then that will happen to you, Daniel. So
you have double action.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, I might as well draw my abilities.
I think that's a good call.
I think that one makes sense. So I'll draw 3 out of the bag.
Yes, draw 3. Whoa. Ready to fight. Okay, so 2, 2 strengthen. That just, I mean, doesn't matter what order you do that in. So.
Yep.
And now you have 1 move.
1 move. All right. And with that 1 move, I could move both my Haints to like here.
Yes, you could.
Or I could attack and then move. Doesn't really matter what order I do these things in.
Well, you can't attack.
Oh,
That's
okay,
a
sorry.
separate action.
Right,
so
right.
Okay.
No.
And actually, I do want to say you can. I forgot to mention too that when you flip this, when you take an attack, this symbol means that you could sacrifice any other mason jar in order to make it the next one an attack.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll move my 2 Haints over here, I guess. Oops. Cool.
Now, you could also grab one of those Haints and get on one of these paths if you want.
For free.
That would split you up, but
now alternatively, would it have been
Mm-hmm.
smarter to move my Haints onto the brambles because that's the end of the turn that's scoring me a point?
You could do that, and you do have the first action of the next round, so he's not going to attack you.
No. You know what? Maybe. Sorry, is that okay, Daniel, if I move these guys back?
Yeah, no problem.
All right. With my 1 movement, then I'll move both these guys. I'll just move one of them, actually, into the Haint, right? Or into the brambles. Yeah, we'll do that.
On the scoreboard.
I had to get on the board.
Yeah.
Was it the right move? I don't know, but it's on the board. And then do I get to keep one of these now on my family board, or do they all go back in the bag? The ability tokens.
Are you muted, Chad?
I am muted. Excuse
Okay.
me. So thank you. You get to put these onto your board or put them back in the bag. You get to choose. And you can look in your bag if you're trying.
Any combination, right?
Any combination.
Yeah. So why don't I throw 1 onto the board and put the other 2 back in the bag?
Cool. I love it. Yeah. Now you're upgraded to 4, and you have 7 in the bag. And here we go. So now you get the first turn, and you can choose any of your possible turns.
So now what I really want to do is I want to be able to move, but I think like move off the brambles. Maybe I could attack first.
Yeah, I think moving off the brambles isn't a bad idea.
Yeah. I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll do an attack, and then I can move first. I can move this guy here.
That's right. Bonus
and
move.
Then I'll attack the legendary. I'll attack Emmy.
Okay, great.
I don't think it's in my favor this time.
We'll see. So
this time it's going to be will be really interesting if it doesn't get to hit you.
I'll be sad.
And you get 1. That's right. I'll be sad. Yeah, it's possible. Oh, that's okay. You just actually drew it out, and the way the probability works, you can just drop it in. But I'll turn it off. You can also turn it off. Okay. You can just drop them all in.
Drop them all in.
It's 50-50.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
Wow. There we go. That's actually a lot fewer blue than I expected to see. Okay. But that's, this is my gambler. No, okay. So now you can spend 2 and hit Emmy.
Yep.
And you can move Emmy to any adjacent hex and kill any Haint on the board.
Well, I don't want to push Emmy here, right? Because then she can collect that token.
Oh, and actually, you can't push Emmy there because enemy Haints and tokens can't share space. So you can't go into the spaces with the townsfolk, and she can't go into the buildings.
Okay. All right. So I'll just push 1 back, I guess, here.
That's a good call. He does get that cube, which is still fine. I mean, I still think that was the best move. Which Haint will you kill?
That's a good question. I want the one that she's Emmy's standing with.
Sure.
I'll get rid of that. There's no benefit to killing one with a cube, is there?
The only other one that I would kill would be this one, because if you get onto Emmy's home hex and make a storm, it's very hard for her to get points. So the protectors have to be protective of their home.
Of their home.
They're a lot more flexible than the family, but their home hex is more vulnerable.
Right.
But I think killing this one is
I'm going to stick with my original move, but next time we play.
No, and that's a really good move because Emmy is still alone now. So if he doesn't
Yeah.
bolster and spawn and stuff, then you're set
And I
up to
get-
attack again.
And that gets me a point this time.
And you get a point. Cool.
All
2
right.
to 3. You're
Very
never
nice.
out of it. It's this thing. We have a nicer plate I should bring in. Okay, I will. Yes,
All
so
right.
now don't look too hard at the screen. Okay, there.
So, these path tokens or barbed wires, once they're on the board, they cannot be moved, or?
That's right.
Okay.
You can move them. I'm sorry. You can move them by taking the legend action.
Okay.
No one else can move them, and that's the only way to move them. Whenever you do it, you can just take them all up, make barbed wire, whatever you want.
Gotcha.
I hope I'm not crunching and you guys hear. Sorry.
Let's see. I mean, I don't know if I want to fight because he still has a lot of blue in there.
True. Now, what you could get one more cube. If you were gonna fight, I think one way you could do it is you could do this.
Yeah, just gather
move both of
everyone
them for free.
there.
But you are you're kind of putting yourself, you're abandoning your home X. You would get this cube, and then you would get another cube because you outnumbered him.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 4 cubes in the tower.
Yeah, and in the game you would not know that, or you could count, I guess, the remaining cubes outside to know how many cubes are inside for a probability. But let's see. I need to move.
Oh, and I was muted again. I was saying you could look into the tower, but you're not necessarily going to see everything in the physical version. And certain groups will frown upon that. I don't. I think it's kind of a funny metaphor.
But you can count the cubes that are outside, right?
Groups.
Like in the supply
yes,
and the
battlefield.
battlefield.
Do that. So it is open information. That's right.
It is open information. I don't know if I wanna. I think I still wanna power up a bit, but that leaves it a bit open.
I mean,
for
another
him
option
to
is to spawn, but you have, or to
strengthen.
strengthen. You could just throw more cubes in. You could spend an action to throw 3 cubes in. If you take a wild action, you could use a couple of 1 or 2 of those to put in a cube.
Yeah, I think.
I know I keep doing that too.
And
then you draw 1.
I would draw 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then let's see what makes sense to do, or many of things make sense, but because I want to go, I think 1.
Great.
That's 1 movement.
1, and then that's free.
This is free.
Mm-hmm. And you could
If
spawn
I
1.
spawn 1.
Yep. Then that
That's
person
2.
will pick up that token. Mm-hmm.
And then
that's a free move too.
This is free.
So you could spawn 1 there. If you wanted, or you could just leave Emmy there.
I could leave Emmy there.
Yeah.
Or I could spawn again or strengthen.
Or strengthen, exactly.
I think I want to spawn.
But you have to spawn on either Emmy or the home hex, but you can, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's a good move, because if he comes after you, it's nice to have 2.
It's nice to have
the
2.
idea of going after. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And now you're in the cleanup phase, and you get both of those. And whenever you take those actions, you're really ready to do some damage. 5 move and 4 strengthen. Cool. And you do have to leave them there in order to get those tokens, even though you could freely move them back and forth. You have to,
yeah.
Just for the audience, the millions of viewers. Okay, so now Logan.
Yeah, man, there are a lot of things to consider.
Yeah.
Because I really gotta get some storms going here, because I'm really slacking on storms.
I always do that, but you've done quite a bit. This is not you've done a lot of good. But yes, you don't want to neglect the storms
No.
unless you're just going for a different kind of victory. But it's very hard to win that. Anyway.
I feel like a combat victory would be an uphill battle. I'll be behind.
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah.
Okay, so this one is legendary mason jar.
Yep, that's right.
And that's what I need to make some more storms, right? So
you can make a storm right now. You make a storm. I hope I said this. I think I did. Anytime Levi is on a hex that does not have a storm.
So I also should be sliding Levi along.
Move Levi around. If you could move him too and make one here,
it would be beauty. You know what? Let's draw some.
Beauty.
Yeah, it would be. We're gonna draw 4 ability. I'm gonna draw 4 ability tokens, and we're gonna hope that I get
2 moves.
Get 2 moves. There we go. And I get to draw 4 now.
2 spawn.
That's what I was looking for.
There we go.
All right. So I'm thinking my 2 move would be to move Levi to here.
Excellent.
And I can spawn. I can spawn where Levi is, right?
And at your home hex. So you can spawn here and here. You put 1 with Levi and 1 on your home hex.
There's
both with Levi.
I don't need to guard my home hex, right? Not the same way.
You don't. Now that you have 1 storm there, you can score. One thing though is, they're coming for you, townsfolk. So I do think having 2 here is great.
Yep.
You can. I think if that's what you were thinking about doing, that's perfect.
Yeah, let's stick with that.
That gives you a nice big clump of things to attack with.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get this, and I'll do this part.
Okay. You do the fiddly things.
Yeah, and it's less. I was really happy to see on chapter 3 it's less fiddly already. So I need to just do a little bit because Rafa made some nice points for the storms so that when you place them, they just lock. They go where they're supposed to, which is great.
Yeah, and the physical version.
All of these.
Physically, I don't think this would be
bad.
Yeah,
it's not. I was really happy to see because the pieces they just feel nice. Jay did a great job working with people to make sure those pieces are really good and they feel nice to put down and everything. And it's definitely big enough. Tabletop the ratios are a little funny. Okay. All right.
I dropped 1 on my board and I dropped the rest back in the bag.
Thank you for saying. Okay. Now you're gonna get 1 more turn, Logan, but it is Daniel's turn.
All right. This one is a bit tricky because I get 1 movement, 1 attack.
Is it tricky because you have lots of things you're thinking, or I'm happy to give any thoughts.
It's because there are many possibilities. But I guess I shouldn't attack.
That's what I like to hear.
Until
I don't know.
I found out a bit. It's worked out a bit.
I'm always trying to get people to attack. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I can free actions spawn or even strengthen up. So I can strengthen up a little bit.
Yeah, if you do a strengthen, like if you choose this, you drop 4 cubes. That's pretty intimidating.
Yeah,
it's a good defense too.
Yeah, I'm glad I got my aggression out
action enough. What'd you say?
I'm glad I got my aggression out early because it looks like
it's gonna be a tough time if you guys start fighting.
You still have a wild there.
A wild. Oh, and one thing I should tell you too, Daniel, is that when you move a townsfolk, you don't have to. So, for instance, let's say you took your legend action. Now, this is as far as you can get those. But if Emmy were here, okay, and you took your legend action, and I shouldn't do this, but you could move the townsfolk all the way back here. They don't have to make it home to move. That was all it was.
Yeah.
I think, okay.
Yep, looks good.
Yeah. But...
yeah, the piece by piece thing makes it nice.
It's nice that you can kind of bucket them back because it's
and he gets 2 points
easy.
For getting the storms onto the homes.
Mm-hmm. And if he makes a storm here, there's really not much you can do about stopping him from getting there.
Right.
Because I own that space.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just need to have 3. So if I go So that's strengthen 3. That's move 3. Can Emmy ever move into and then move back? It's like a 1 pickup,
Well,
2.
because the townsfolk moves in during cleanup, you have to have whatever chain.
Okay, so it's only during cleanup.
But that's a good question. She can do that with the cubes, but
Right. I'm gonna move this for free, just because.
cool. And which action did you choose?
I did not choose an action.
That's okay. Technically, you would do that during your turn, but you could do it during any of those.
Okay, so.
Just as a note to people.
Note 1, 2, 3. Let's choose the attack.
Cool. Oh, cool. Okay. So you
It's
do get a
happening.
bonus action. It's happening.
I do get a bonus action. So if I spawn one more guy, it's a tie, right? It'll be 3 versus 3, and then I don't get a bonus cube.
Nobody gets a cube. That's right.
But
now, if
it'll
you
give
move
me
3 move, yeah, go ahead.
it'll give me more protection because
Yeah, it's a good idea to spawn, and you would be giving him a cube if you're going to attack from there to there.
yeah.
You are in range here, and you could move these guys like that, and then you would outnumber him, and you would get a cube. And you could still spawn there. Yeah, you would outnumber these guys.
These guys.
Your range is, yeah, if you wanted. You wouldn't.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I would get rid of. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think I will do that, and then I'll attack those 2 guys.
Cool, and you get an extra cube that I just put in. So now it's 3 versus whatever is in
Let's
the
go.
box at 1.
All right, so.
Woo! And that spawn is a very good.
Oh.
What? Oh my gosh.
We gotta check this box after and see what's going on.
Check it out. Yeah, what's going on?
All right.
It doesn't like blue. No, I'm kidding. All right, so you kill 1 and you get a point.
I get a point.
Boom.
4 to 2.
4 to 2. Which sounds like, oh my gosh, but 2 points is a house. You get that house. And you're tied up again, Now, what's really though, once you get to 4, that's striking distance for that 7. I've found.
Right.
Pretty common that you're going to get like one more round when somebody gets to 4.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I did also leave your home hex open with that suggestion. I should have pointed that out, but I think you're okay.
Yeah.
It costs 2 to go onto here. He'd have to really
get there.
it.
Yeah.
And he has to do it. He has to make a storm to really mess you up. So,
yeah.
Okay. Actually, he just has to get a group of haints, because if you're occupying it, he can't occupy it, and that would stop you from scoring townsfolk. That's the real danger. The storm is inconvenient, but it's not. You could still score if there's a storm on it, and you had your haints on it.
All right, so it's Levi's turn.
All right. Remind me how the wild works again.
Okay,
I get to use my 1 green token.
You're going to pull 1, and you get to use 2, and then you keep them. You going to do that, or are you thinking? Wild token?
Otherwise, I got to use my legendary.
Right.
Which isn't useful, I don't think, in this stage. If I use my wild, I could.
Yeah, using your wild is good.
Yeah, I could free move onto this space, and then I could use a wild to move there. Yeah, let's do something like that.
You still have another wild action. That's a good move. Okay. Are you going to move all 3?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Cool. And then you have 1 more action you can take. A strengthen, spawn, or...
1 more move.
Yara move.
Yeah.
This is where I would keep Levi. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's a good spot.
I don't think I want to move yet. I think I think maybe I'll strengthen with having no cubes in the bucket. So I'll strengthen.
Don't know how that happened. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
And just so you guys know, and for people watching, like, the rule in the box right now is 50% So every time a cube goes in, it's a
Coin flip.
coin flip, and every cube that's already in the box gets flipped in the same way to determine if it comes out. So, okay, and you put a cube in. Great. All right. So that was your last turn of it was a good turn. Your last turn of the round, and now it is Daniel's turn.
Yeah, was
and
it
he
good
gets
enough
the last turn. Well, I don't know, might be. And then he gets the next turn of the first turn of the next round too.
What am I doing? Am I attacking? Because he is in range. And this time it's just attacking, no bonus, right? If I do
That's
an
right.
attack.
If you attack now, you do not get a bonus.
But I'm not sure how useful that would be. It would get me.
Well, if Levi were by himself, it could be really useful, but
he's not.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's
I'm
useful if
gonna
you could get some points out of it, but
move
good call.
1, 2, 3.
Are you taking all of them, or are you leaving some on the way?
I'm leaving one on this guy over here.
And not on the brown, or on the brown?
Not on the brown. I just want that point. So it's gonna be.
You did the move action. How did you do that? Which action did you choose? The mason jar? This one?
Wait a second. I can still move in there.
Did you do this one?
I did the mason jar, so I have
Cool.
5 movement, right?
Yeah, you have 2 more moves. Yeah.
So I have 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Well, you could jump into the storm with 5, right?
What's up?
So you could move 1 to here and then the last 2 into here.
Oh yeah, you could do that. And if you left this guy there, then you could take your townsfolk all the way back here. You wouldn't make it.
But I'm missing one at the home, or?
Yep, you're missing one at the home. But that's still really close to scoring that townsfolk this turn if you did that. Another thing you could do
I'm gonna get a double
1,
move.
2, and you would get a point for the bramble. Yeah, you are going to get a double move.
I am gonna get a double move, so
that was
I guess let's put that one there. So that's 1, 2, 3.
So you have 2 move left.
4,
boom, boom.
5.
And now the townsfolk can move all the way here for free at the end during cleanup.
Yes, let's do that.
I think that's a good move. Okay, and then you get a point
for
the brambles. Goodness, the brambles. Okay. This is tricky. Okay. All right, so now he's really close to 4. You get the first turn, and you get to choose any of them you would like. There you
go. What am I missing? If I took a movement again, I would go 1, 2, 3. I'm still missing 1 to complete it.
What are you missing? If you took a move? Yeah, you need another person. You'd have to move this guy maybe.
Yeah. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then 5.
Yeah, you've got enough.
5.
There you go.
I have enough.
If you did a move action.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're executing. And then this one spends the last 2 movement onto that.
There's 7 points.
Oh, so this is the last round. Okay. And this means that if you ever choose spawn, you'll get 4 now. And you get 2 points.
Oh yeah, I forgot to take this legend one.
Oh, did you get a legend one? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're totally powered up on the legends. Going and getting that first move you took where you went and grabbed those tokens, that was such a big deal.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that pass token stuff, I mean, it's great to see people playing so differently all the time, you know?
I mean, it gave the legend and movement, so I was like,
right.
It's too good to pass up.
It's pretty good.
And those are randomized, right?
What are randomized?
The tokens, like
Not in chapter
which
one.
Yeah.
tokens are.
So yeah, chapter 1 they're determined. It's set up in a particular way,
Oh,
but
okay.
after chapter 1, and you could go back and play chapter 1 and change it. It's just meant to be just so people get a more similar experience at the beginning, right? But then,
Gotcha.
yeah, every space you see, so like this could be any of the 4, and then all the yellows have that. So yeah, it's randomized at the beginning. But for chapter 1, it says which ones to put them on. So, all right, Logan. Coming from behind, watch out, storms are brewing. Now, here's the thing, though. I think, let's see what happens. Because there's some attacking stuff you can do.
Yeah, I definitely.
You're going to get 2 here.
I want to finish that. I want to feel like I did 1/3, destroyed 1/3 of the town as folks.
Right on.
Yeah, or the little.
And I think what's interesting is, like, I felt like you were in the lead because you did so much damage. And then the storm's choice, though, that's what, and I think maybe it messed you up a little bit because I had to remind you about I hope I said it doesn't matter either way, but like,
no, I think
legend.
You did tell me to move it. I just forgot about the legend. I was trying to do it all on my own.
Totally get it. Well, you're doing great. I mean, you both done some very clever moves, so it's been a really fun game to watch. And it's not over. I've seen people win. It's just especially when you get to chapter 2 and 3 and you have the cards. That's where stuff can happen that you're like, wow, I did not see that coming. So that can be in chapter 1. It can happen, but it's easier to see the possibility space. Okay, so yeah, what are you thinking?
Well, I need to move. Action? So my options are to draw the ability tiles, probably get a move, and to take that spot. Or I could try to attack and use that move to move in and then attack this. Yeah. You know what? We're going to do the attack. We're gonna do the attack.
I was hoping you were going to do an attack. You can move before or after.
Yeah, and I think I'd like to move before just so I can feel really good about myself.
Just feel it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you attack this hex or this hex, you get a bonus cube. And you are messing up their chain. Yeah,
let's attack this one here in the storm.
Yeah.
I get 1 cube for being
bigger.
And then I'm going to drop the 3 cubes in.
Okay, now, let's see if the blue, if the cube tower will bless you.
Let's see.
3 is happy with the family. Oh. It is happy enough. It is just happy enough.
We'll take that.
Yeah, so you spend that. This one is moited.
Yep.
And then you get a point. So now you're at 3, and then you destroy the house, and now you're at 5. Right? So you started the round with 2 points, and now you feel doom encroaching, and you get this spawn. I'm sorry, I just messed up what you were trying to do. I'll fix it up.
All right, you fix it. Okay.
I'll do the fiddly.
And there's no point in putting this on my board because I'm so far behind.
Well, the 1 point.
You'll have to play out the whole
round. Yeah, right. It won't matter because you're only going to get to that.
I won't be able to get to 5. So
I mean, if you didn't want to risk getting spawn you don't want, you could put it out on the back, but I think that's fine. Okay. Murdered. So now you need 3 actions basically to get this point, and you have 2. So you pretty much need to focus on attack. Some combinations of attack or brambling as well. You do have this haint here. And you do have the last action of the round.
Yes.
So he won't get, if you put somebody on the brambles, he's not going to get to attack him if you do it at the right time.
At the last move, yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
We'll see if I can eke one last point.
And you've broken his chain. So that was really good.
Well,
now he has to spawn a little bit. Okay.
Yes.
What to do?
So I can either go attacking.
You could attack.
Or moving to secure the brambles.
Or you can move to secure the brambles. Now, if you go into the brambles, there is a slight disadvantage on the bramble play for the first player because he can attack and it only costs 1 cube to kill you. It is still taking like especially in chapter 3 where we start using the spoons and you don't get a point for every
Mhm.
kill, it's not as dangerous to go into the brambles to distract them. But I wouldn't put more than one into the brambles necessarily. Anyway, we'll see what happens. He's got to get 3 points to win right now. 3 more points
Yeah.
if you get no more points.
So
Wild.
I think
Yep.
I'll do wild.
Good play. I think that's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
Picks up the
And
chain.
I'm not bringing anyone home, so I might as well put these
Oh, you're not
two
going to go? Oh, cool. Okay. All right.
free.
That's free. That is free.
So I still have 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, or wait, I could.
You could probably fit
because
that townsfolk home
my
if
thing
you
is
wanted.
broken. Excuse me?
I was just saying you could probably engineer getting the townsfolk home if you wanted, but I like seeing where you're going with this.
I
I don't think you could do it this turn, but I just mean this round. Okay, so that's 1, 2
movements.
Nice.
Okay, 2 of them.
I just track it that way, but you don't. Yeah.
Gotcha.
2 towns. Look at that. That's good. That'll be hard for him to take away.
Should I spawn?
Good call.
3. Or...
Oh no!
No,
Jay's
that's
trying to tell me
free.
something. Oh no! Is Jay? Oh, did I miss Jay? Shoot.
So let's do it like that.
Where is
So
Jay? I guess he's
spawn, everyone free, 1, 2, and then another spawn. Finish it off here to block the free access.
Very nice.
That's my turn.
Jay is saying that he's in the live stream and I do not see him. So 1 sec. I'm just going to see if I can, because I'm trying to. Oh, got it. Okay, good. I was worried he was. Here we go. Yay, Jay's going to join us. Always love when Jay comes in.
Exciting.
He's pretty fun. I like him a little bit.
Just enough.
Okay,
all right. I guess.
Good move, Daniel. I was a little distracted. I apologize.
Yeah, I liked that. I
liked 3 in the middle. What is going on?
I know.
Trouble.
I guess the easiest way for me to try to move would be to start by drawing cubes.
Why are you? What is? Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Bringing Jay in. You can
right.
have words. Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Ready?
So sorry. I'm hard to get. I'm very focused. I'm like, hey, there we go. I'm on the game.
I've been like messaging Shad in the background. I'm like, hey, Shad. Hey, bring me in. Hey, Shad.
Hey, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
He was so focused on the game.
Wow, you called me a lot. I am so sorry. Oh my god. I don't know why I didn't hear that. Okay. Hello.
Hey,
everyone.
thanks you two for stopping in and playing the game with Shad. This is really nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I remember this is just chapter 1, right? So like it gets a lot even more interesting. I think I heard Shad mentioning stuff like about the cards and whatnot. It gets more and more interesting.
Well, and one of the crazy things is Logan started this round with 2 points. And Daniel got to 7. So nice. I mean, there's some action. And look what Daniel did. I told him not to put multiple people, but he is. But I get his play. He's stopping him from getting the Brambles point. Now Logan was just trying to decide what to do with his turn. So
do they understand the benefits of killing the possibilities of?
Yeah, I mean, you could get three points for if you kill all those Haints.
Yeah, I was thinking about.
You don't have the bonus action.
I don't have the.
Well, if you attack again this round, you don't get a bonus action.
Like the bonus move, spawner, strengthen.
So the only Haint you have in range is this one.
Yeah.
and then you'd be giving him a cube. So it's like, all right, what's going on?
But maybe you could
This is the-
maybe you could do wild, move some people closer, bunch them up, and then just.
Yeah.
But then
you can attack.
he might move out. He just might move out.
He might move out.
Yeah.
And that makes your plan pointless. So it's like,
because it's only costs 1 cube for everyone on the brambles. That's why it's so tempting.
But Logan, I will say this: I do not think you can get this house.
See, that's what I really wanted to do.
Because
you need 3 storms.
You need 3, and you're gonna max make 2. I mean, there are later on
in chapter 3, there'd be a way you could do it, but not now.
Yeah,
yeah. So really, all I can do at this point is attack Haints for points.
Yeah,
and
no
other way. Get that brambles.
Yeah,
and get on the brambles.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, so entertaining for the audience at home.
But there's no cubes. You have no cubes out there. Oh no.
There's no cubes out.
But there's 5
in. I showed the audience. Oh, don't tell them. There's 5 in there. They're trying not to look.
There's 5 cubes. There's 5 cubes. I don't know how many of you.
It's cheating to shake the box and get them out, but I don't think you could
pound the table.
Try. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna draw 4 tokens and hope I get some moves and some spawns.
Okay.
I think that's what we're gonna try for.
I am excited to see what you get. A
move spawn.
Oh yeah, I should look. Come on, chat. And a strengthen. Cubes on the board. Cubes on the board.
Right. So that's that guy. So I might as well move everybody 1 space, and it probably would be here into the bog area.
Now you're in range.
Yeah, now I'm in range, and I might as well spawn both right where I'm. Oh, did I spawn them both where I'm standing?
You can spawn 1 with Levi, and then you have 4.
Oh, then I'm full. Okay.
But still, 4 is great.
That's great, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll spawn on my hex.
If he doesn't move on out.
Threatening. Okay, and then I'll spawn 1 in my home space.
What's crazy to me, Jay, is, and I know people are probably going to think I'm being disingenuous, but I'm not. But I'm so into this. Like, I'm so interested in seeing what happens here. You would think I would be tired of it by now, but I'm just like, what is going to happen? I can't handle it. Okay. Also, Jay, I'm finally feeling not sick, so I probably should have just waited until I didn't. But here we go.
Oh man.
It's cool. Now my family's sick, right? You know how it goes.
Yeah.
What will happen? Okay. I can't wait to see what you're going to do, Daniel. I have no idea. He has an attack with a bonus action.
Yeah.
There's so much.
But you don't have your wilds left, so you can't like add strength in. Oh my goodness.
I cannot.
He did add one.
No.
He put a cube in. Oh, and he can't do his. Oh yeah, he can't do his. He has 4. Look at his board.
Yeah.
Good board.
Can't use them.
He totally maxed out his legend.
That was very useful.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I've got a couple plays that I'm like, well, that could be tricky, but whew. Oh, and the range on the legend. Oh man.
I don't want to help you, Daniel, because you're winning.
I don't either, because he's so winning.
Yeah, this one is.
If you have
this one's
a question,
tricky.
ask it, and I will gladly give you my thoughts. But
Because
you guys have been doing some pretty impressive stuff, so I don't think. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like I have to spread out somehow. So I need to attack as well.
Okay.
Well, do you though?
Do I though? So if I stay on the brambles and I get attacked, it'll only cost 1 to get points. So I should spread out.
There you go.
So
good. I mean,
if I go,
there are options. That was such I love it. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
I think
you really forced his hand. Okay, which action did you take? The attack. Okay, so you moved
the attack.
Okay.
And then I'll
use your bonus
move
action to
so that I block any movement onto the brambles.
Goodness.
Because wait, does he have any? Yeah, if he has.
He doesn't. He can't attack you and move onto the brambles, which he would have to do in the same turn to get a brambles point.
Yeah, exactly. because of the wild. He still has the wild. And then
Yeah.
I would have to attack with these 2 on his 1 to get rid of that one and get the bonus. And then let's see how the tree feels.
Yeah, let's see how the tree goes.
This tree.
What
I don't know.
What? How is that? Okay, I showed the audience, and that's crazy.
I think you
That's
front loaded
cute.
with red cubes before you started. I don't know.
I mean, I did test it.
Oh
though. Okay,
man.
so you kill 1, and you are
Oh my
at 8
goodness.
points. Oh, you killed that one. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. I
Of
killed
course.
the
Because you
one
also got a
here
cube for going
because I got the
there.
extra cube in there.
It's
Yeah.
not looking possible now, man.
It was looking really good last turn.
Yeah,
I thought
you might have wanted to attack, but at least based on how that cube tower's
he couldn't
active,
do
I
it.
don't know.
Oh, I guess he could have attacked.
I
with
mean,
the
he
one
could
to
have
give it a
attacked
cube.
with the 1 here to this
Yeah.
one, right?
Guys.
Yeah.
I am just writing an email to the next playthrough. So, all right. I agree. It looks grim. But
What are you at,
family
5?
is grim.
The only
He's
thing
at
you
5.
can do, the only thing you can do is attack the 2, I think, and just get to 7 if you get four more cubes out.
Mhm.
Like I don't know how you can get any
Which
more.
you might get 4 more cubes out.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has any cubes.
But otherwise,
If
it's
they're-
game over.
Yeah. So I guess do you play it really quick and just see if I get to 7? Is that acceptable?
If
Sure,
you
yeah,
want,
you get a
I
bonus
think
cube.
Yeah, it'll be close, right? It'll be just 1 point
Well,
off.
All right. So I
Or
can
2%.
burn a mason jar for an attack.
But you still get a bonus because you're attacking 4 to 2 somewhere. I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
attack from the bog to the. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So I throw in one extra cube, toss in the
He
last
read the
2.
rules.
Now you're gonna have like 40 come out or something.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
There it is.
look at
Dude.
that.
More. You got it.
That,
And
that's-
Oh man.
So if
That
that came
felt
out, if that came out on that previous turn and you attacked,
I know.
you would have won.
I know
think.
you were thinking about it. And we knew. But I love that because that was
So
the
close.
ploy, right? Like that was the ploy.
that was a pretty pleasurable experience. Very positive.
Yeah.
Even though I
Thank
lost.
you. Well, I mean, but it was so close. It was so close.
No, that was
Right
really
until
nice.
the end.
I think I realized my mistake when I put everyone in there. I was like, oh no, I should have spread out.
I don't
should've
think
spread
that
out.
was a mistake.
It's
I
so
think that was a
tempting.
trick. That was a trick. You were
It,
hoping,
it
'cause
was
he
it
knew
was a
he
bit
could only
too
attack from
risky.
here. It was risky.
And
That was
so are you
risky.
you both Shed mentioned that you both understand what happens in the next couple chapters to kind of elevate the game?
Little bits.
Chapter 2,
little.
you get cards. Now the protectors get tactics cards, which really just change the rules. You get to do really wild things. But the family get cards that are called upgrade cards, and they actually upgrade your tokens that go in your bag. So when you're pulling out tokens, you're getting upgraded tokens, like better tokens that you pull out that do funky things, like do like extra powers every time you pull them out, which are really cool. Check even through some of the updates of some of the ones we unlocked, so you can see like Confluence or something like that. It's really cool.
Confluence is really awesome.
Yeah,
Better than
I
that.
think we just
Right.
unlocked Psychopomp right
Yeah.
now, actually. And then that's chapter 2. And then you flip over the board,
Okay.
Shad. Flip over one of
Which
the
board?
family or protectors board.
Oh yeah.
Family board.
Okay.
Family.
Let's do
So
family.
yeah, especially the family board, because for 2 reasons. One, you get more, that's how you get more cards is when you put tokens there. But look at the number where you draw how many tokens you draw out of your bag. It's got a number and then a minus above it because you actually draw more tokens out and put that many back in. So you actually get to kind of choose a bit. You get a little bit more choice on which tokens you get. So it's not pure luck. So it's a bit better control. And then chapter 3, in addition to the cards, we have these bonus tiles that go in between those mason jars that really change things up.
Here, I'll just load chapter 3. That was a great playtest. Wait, I want to save it. Okay, Chet, it's okay.
That's a blast. Classic Quedlinburg has that draw and then put them back mechanic, which is my favorite thing in that game. And you putting it in
Nice.
here in a similar, like a tweaked way is very exciting.
Oh,
Right.
great,
Awesome.
great.
I can't wait for that.
And then check out, Shad, flip up some of those
Here we
bonus
go.
tiles. So there's
These
8 of
are
them.
all
And you
explained in the rule book.
but whoever's the first to activate one of those mason jars gets that bonus. So now you're like, oh, I want to do this action. Ooh, but I really want that bonus over there. And then if that bonus is gone, you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't get a bonus. Like, it's really adds another wrinkle to your choice. And the coolest thing I think about Chapter 3, there's 2 more actually, but the coolest I think is that you see those townsfolk in building, they don't start on the board anymore. They start on the scoreboard.
That.
And they're at the beginning of every round, your opponent places one based on the matching terrain. As you can see, they're all on a different terrain color. So you have to place it like green on green, for example, and they
Jay would probably do something like this.
And then the next round you place another one, so you can react based on where your opponent is and put it in a crappy spot for them.
Yeah,
which is really funny. And the last thing is killing is harder to get points from. So if you scroll over to the plates, when you kill your first taint, you do get a point, but then you have to rotate that spoon up, and it goes up to 2. Oh, you got the
fancy one.
The fancy one, right. It's got like
you got your point. You got your point, but now it takes 2.
Takes 2 kills to get a point, and then 3 kills to get a point. But you can see one of those bonus tiles off to the side is it lets you rotate your spoon down 1 notch. So there's ways to mitigate that.
And if you play with Hester,
so that's a better way to protect the brambles then, because it'll come into effect immediately.
Yes. And you're not getting points. Yeah, as soon as you make exactly. If you killed 3 haints in 1 turn, you would get a point, and then the next 2 would be eaten. So you get 2 points for killing 3 in a turn if you started with the spoon.
And then it would take a long time from getting.
And then it would be all the way at 3, and you wouldn't get those. It'd be tough to get those. You'd have to prioritize going after this.
Gotcha.
It just means you have to focus more on your asymmetric objectives to get points. And then Chapter 4 is Cammy, which we did a whole video on, and Chapter 5 is the 3rd player Hester, which is
I got to get those up so people can play them, Jay. I've just been.
Oh yeah. Well, you've been doing a lot though. You've been doing a lot of demos.
It's been fun. I really like the demos. Yeah.
Cool. No, this was fun as well. Over here.
Yeah, you guys were fun to
this side of the screen.
Awesome.
Thank you.
It would be awesome if you felt so inclined to just add a comment on the Kickstarter page about just your experience. Hey, I played the game; it was cool, or I liked it, or whatever you wanted to say. But that would be cool to have some conversation going about people who played it. That's
For sure.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks.
Cool.
Definitely.
Will do.
Thanks. Yeah. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for a super interesting playthrough.
Thank you very much.
So many clever moves, you guys. And thanks for jumping in, Jay. That was awesome.
Fun. When's the next one, Chad?
Right now. 5 minutes from now.
Okay. All right. See you guys.
Take care. Cool. Thank you very much.